Hi guys, Darth Deuce here back with another Star Wars action figure review, and I got something pretty special to show. It is a Grail piece of mine personally that I've been wanting to get for a long time, and it is the Star Wars Legacy comic pack with Darth Krayt and Sigel there. I'm not entirely sure how to say her first name, so I apologize about that. But yeah, this is something I've wanted for ages. I don't usually shell out a ton of money for 3 3/4 inch stuff. But when it comes to like a lot of this older and rarer stuff, you kind of have to shell it if you want to get it. You gotta be really lucky. And I've been really lucky on getting some great deals on some older 3 3/4 inch stuff in the past. So this is kind of evened itself out. I definitely paid out for this, although I still got, I would say, a pretty decent price on it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so if you're not familiar with comic packs, because they are kind of old now, it's kind of crazy. They did these over a decade ago. But back, I think between 2007 to 2009, they did comic packs, which basically, as you can see here, it gave you a comic and then 2 figures that were featured in the comic book. And they're really cool because these are some of these comic packs were pretty some of the main ways that we got high profile Legends characters, expanded universe characters back in the day. So a lot of great figures came out of comic packs, and I do miss them quite a bit. And I've actually accumulated a fair amount of comic pack figures over the years, but there's still a ton I'd like to get. But yeah, so I have it in the packaging. We will be unboxing it. Maybe not the, I don't know, you could say maybe not the smartest play, but I'm a loose collector. I bought these to open, enjoy, put them in my display, and display them with the rest of my characters and figures and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, but we do, because I got it carded, we can look at the packaging, which I think is worth doing for this because you don't get to see an in-box comic pack. And I like how they do it, how they kind of let the comic book be the backdrop. And we got the figures there, got the images of the figures, comic pack. The images there. There's a little bit of damage to this box. It's not perfect. You got a little bit of crushing there in the paper and behind, and the plastic on the edges is opened. It's literally opened a little bit, but tells you what number. It's from the Legacy comic book series, which takes place like 137 years after Return of the Jedi or something like that. And it's a really good series. I have the entire series on all the trade paperbacks for the series. It's definitely worth the read for sure. But there's the comic figures. Got it right up there, which you can read if you pause now if you want. Here's some other comic packs that came out. They're all pretty good. I used to have this Luke and Dina comic pack. I ended up trading the figures away, but that's actually a pretty good pack. I'd love to track down at least Lumaya from this pack at some point, and then I'd also like to find this pack at some point with Kyle Katarn and the Yuuzhan Vong Warrior. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going to open it up. And also, before we open it up, I want to give a big shout out to everyone who's been commenting, liking, subscribing, and all that good stuff. I recently hit 1,000 subs, which is a pretty huge goal for the channel. Obviously, in this big scheme of things, it's not a ton of subscribers. But for a small channel, a small casual channel like mine, it's pretty awesome to finally hit that 1,000 subscribers mark. So definitely huge thanks to everyone who has recently subscribed or has been subscribed for years now and have continued to support me by watching, liking, commenting on the videos. Definitely a huge thank you to you guys. So yeah. I'm going to try to open this without damaging what's inside here. I don't want to screw up the comic book if I can help it. Well, that was actually potentially a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. In-box collectors are probably seething, screaming internally right now, but that's okay. Yeah, that literally just came apart because it's not in the best of shape. I'm just gonna raise the comic book up here. Actually, just to make sure we don't damage the comic book, I'll literally take it out. That's in pretty good shape. Oh my god, they even got the old school, I like seeing the old school ads on the back of the comics and all that, so that's pretty cool. This does not want to cut, holy jeez. go. All right. There they are. Let's see if there's any. Not really. Doesn't look like there's any tape going on. Oh, except for right there, I guess. There we go. Sigel there, or Sigel there, however you say it. Looking pretty good. Okay, there's her. And then good old Darth Krayt out. Shoulder pads came off. So those can just go back on pretty easily. Put the shoulder pads on, and there we go. I think those are on correctly. Honestly, hard to tell, but we'll get them. That back in the bubble there. So yeah, it's done. Did the deed. They're opened up now. We've got the two figures. The packaging. Really quick look. Well, actually, let me move the figures. We'll take a really quick look at the comic. No, I'm not going to waste too much time. But here's the Legacy comic. Which I love the artwork. It's the close-up on Darth Krayt, kind of yelling, whatever. I think it's really cool. I love they have the Force Unleashed figures ad on the back. Like a bunch of figures here I'd love to track down at some point as well. Yeah, this is really cool. Expand your universe. I love that. And then, open it up. There's some art in there. You can see some of the stuff going on. I'm not going to really go too much. Unfortunately, this issue is when... This comic series, the illustrations were fairly consistent, but this is one of the issues where the illustrator changed for a little bit. Unfortunately, it's not the best artwork from the series, but it's not bad. Anyways, let's move on and actually talk about the figures. Darth Krayt and Sigel Dare. I'm gonna call her Dare. And we'll take a look at Dare first because of course she's still really cool, but my main want from the set is definitely Darth Krayt. But yeah, here she is, and she's pretty cool. She's an Imperial Knight, which if you've read Legacy, you know who they are. The lowdown is that they're basically Jedi who are allegiances to the new Empire. And yeah, she's pretty cool. They did another comic pack. There are a few Legacy comic packs. This is the only one I have. I'd love to get the others. There's Darth Talon and Cade Skywalker. I'd love to get. Delia Blue and Darth Nihil would be awesome to get, but that one's super expensive because it was an Entertainment Earth exclusive. And they also did a Imperial Knights 2-pack with Antares Draco and Ganner Krieg, which I actually have them loose coming in the mail. So I'll have all of the Imperial Knights soon in the 3 1/4 inch that they've done. So that'll be awesome. But I like the head sculpt, and the paint on the face is actually really well done. Bring my light in here a bit more. I think the paint's really well done. I like the hairstyle, kind of cool. And I love the armor. That's kind of one of the things I like. I like the armor and the outfits that the Imperial Knights wear, and I like how they're uniform. They all wear the same armor and have the same lightsabers, which is very cool. And you've got the black, and then the red is very well painted on the armor. It's a nice candy red that looks really good. And you got brown boots. She does have a soft goods cape, which is pretty cool. It also has a hood, which I'm assuming is going to look terrible. If I can even kind of get it to... Yeah, the hood looks terrible. The soft good hoods on this scale rarely look good, and this one looks absolutely awful. Literally just like a bag over her head, so I'd suggest never using that. But yeah, not a whole lot to say about her. You kind of can see what's going on here. And she's got the Imperial logo on the shoulder pad there, which... I think looks really good. And yeah, not a whole lot to say. It's a nice, cool looking figure. Posability wise, she's good. She's got the ball joint in the head, decent amount of pivot, rotation, up and down. Shoulders move quite well. There's a ball hinge there at the shoulders. Ball hinges at the elbows move, I would say 90, even potentially slightly past 90. Pretty much 90. And rotation at the wrists, rotation at the waist, swivel at the hips, and the front plate does move out of the way, so you can get the full kick. Hinges at the knees, and then hinges at the ankles. So she pretty much is a super articulated, or back in the day, super articulated figure. Still pretty well articulated 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figure to this day. And accessory-wise, she does have the silver-bladed lightsaber, or white-bladed lightsaber. Has the silvery blade, which looks really nice. Mine is a slightly warped, but that's okay. Hilt is just painted silver. Would be nice to have some black, maybe black paint apps on it, but not a big deal. And both hands are gripping. You can do lots of different stuff. She looks really good, though. I like this figure quite a bit. Definitely a more unique character to have on the shelf. And then the main piece here is Darth Krayt, which the Sith have always been my favorite things to collect from 3 3/4 inch Star Wars. And Darth Krayt's probably been one of my most wanted figures to track down, and I'm super happy to finally have him. He is super awesome. He's got the crazy armor on, the spiky, almost kind of rock-like armor, which is really cool. I like the silvery kind of paint they used for the armor. And you got the skin tones underneath, which look really good. The spiky shoulder pads, as you saw, those do come off. They're on little pegs. Unfortunately, they don't go on I mean, they're on decently fine, but they do tend to pop off, I guess. You got the gauntlets there looking really awesome. And the little skirt piece is a softer plastic. And you got the knee guards and the different spikes on the legs, which is really cool as well. So yeah, he looks awesome. Definitely one of the coolest, I think one of the cooler looking Sith figures for sure. Or characters even. Articulation wise, is a ball joint in the head. You get a bit of pivot, up and down motion, rotation. These things keep coming off. Let's see if they go on better the other way. But these shoulder pads are on little pegs, so they can go up and down. I'm going to keep them off for a second. There's ball hinges at the shoulders, which move quite well. Ball hinges at the elbows move full 90. Swivels at the wrist, swivel at the waist, swivel at the hip, which moves okay. It is fairly hindered by the skirt piece. Hinges at the knees, and then there's no articulation in the ankles. For some reason, they didn't put ankle articulation in, but that's okay. Gonna put the shoulder pads back on. I wouldn't really consider the shoulder pad accessories. They're just movable pieces. But the accessory he does come with comes with 2 lightsabers. He's a dual wielding character, and they got decent red blades. And you got the hilts. The hilts are pretty cool. They look almost organic like. They have silver paint, but the silver paint was I guess applied lightly to make it look like you can see a bit of the red coming through, which I think is cool. That looks pretty cool. For some reason, they sculpted his left hand in like a force push or a force gesturing hand, which in most cases I think that would be pretty cool. But he's a dual lightsaber wielding character, and it doesn't make sense. If you take the rubber band off, he'll never be able to hold the second lightsaber. So I don't really know why they did that. That's kind of weird, I'll be honest. But so that's probably these rubber bands will probably never come off the figure. But aside from that, that's really cool. You can also remove the helmet. That's on pretty good. You remove the helmet, and you get a pretty dope head sculpt and paint underneath there. Got all the tattoos. Spoiler alert for the comic if you haven't read it, but this is Asharad Het, who was in the Republic comic series. He became a Sith, and that's the lowdown. I love it. He's the 2 different eyes. He's got like the Sith red eye here, and he's got I think this is supposed to be like a Yuuzhan Vong or implant eye on the other side. He's got the tattoos, and you got the gray hair with the ponytail. A little wrap is actually painted there, so that's really cool. I think that looks great. And I love the design of the helmet. I think that looks awesome, and the helmet goes on pretty securely, so that's pretty cool. It's a really awesome figure. I'm super happy to have this one. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Anyways, excuse me, that's about it. I don't really have any comparisons to do. When I eventually I think I'll review Ganner and Antares when they come in. So when when they come in, and I'll probably bring Dare in to do that comparison. But I don't have any of the other Legacy figures, unfortunately. There are a bunch of figures I would definitely love to track down at some point, but all of them to some degree are fairly expensive, and it is pretty hard, at least for me, to justify paying a lot for 3 3/4 inch figures. In this case, I decided to do it. I really wanted Darth Krayt, but it's a thing. But anyways, yeah, these guys are really awesome. Whether I can recommend paying the prices that they go for these days, that kind of comes up to you. If you think they're worth it, for the price that I was able to get mine for, I in the end figured it was worth it. But it comes down to what you're willing to pay at the end of the day. But just from not considering price, these two are honestly really awesome Star Wars figures that I would highly recommend. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Instagram down in the description below. And again, thank you all for 1,000 subs. Let's keep her going. Thank you all for all the continued support. And I'll see you all in the next one.